well, anyone can act. If I can act, you can act.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 bad movies we watched for the actors.
What's going through your mind right now?
You look really good. I've seen you on TV. You know, I watch a lot of TV. And...
Hey, let me ask you something. What do you think eternal punishment's gonna be like, Hayes? Hell can kiss my ass. I'm staying right here.
For this list, we'll be looking at movies that might not be particularly good, but at least have exciting casts. What bad movie has a great performance? Let us know in the comments. Let's roll. Number 10, Collateral Beauty. Will Smith, Edward Norton, Keira Knightley, and Helen Mirren. These are just some of the names that appear in 2016's Collateral Beauty.
Look, this doesn't feel right.
I know. But when something starts with a 6-year-old dying, nothing is gonna feel right.
An Oscar bait flick, Collateral Beauty aims for the heart but accidentally strikes the funny bone instead.
Hire actors to be Love, Death, and Time. They find Howard and they confront him.
A grieving father who desperately needs help is sort of visited by the embodiments of love, time, and death, although things aren't quite as simple as that.
Who's that man talking to? He looks kind of weird.
Don't worry about that. Sometimes people are silly. You see, they don't see me till it's their time.
Collateral Beauty's plot will likely confuse, frustrate, or bore most people. However, Will Smith gives a great performance and is the main reason to seek this one out.
I offered a trade. Take me, leave my daughter. But she didn't want to make the trade. So.
Number 9, Gigli.
It's Gigli, by the way.
Often cited as one of the worst films of the early 2000s, Gigli came out at the height of Bennifer and bombed with critics and at the box office.
Why don't we try and make this pleasant?
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez won big at the Razzies, a ceremony that also saw Al Pacino and Christopher Walken earn nominations for their cameos.
That apparently some people do not regard the thumb technically to be a finger?
Gigli is bad in the way that precious few films are, mostly because the actors generally give it their all, even if some are miscast.
They're open! They're open! Oh my God! The Baywatch! The Baywatch! The Baywatch! They're open! They're open! They're open!
That's the Baywatch?
The film is also filled with ridiculous but well-acted monologues that are captivating in a train wreck sort of way. Number 8, Speed 2, Cruise Control.
Wake up, boys.
Speed was such a massive success that a sequel was inevitable. Conversely, Speed 2 Cruise Control dropped the ball so emphatically that it killed the franchise entirely. And no, Father Ted's hilarious Speed 3 doesn't count.
How can you be running the ship if you're not on the bridge? Who is running the ship? Oh, yeah, I am.
Losing Keanu Reeves and swapping a speedy bus for a cruise ship certainly didn't help the sequel, but Sandra Bullock at least provides some continuity between the two films.
Oh, let's take a wrench and dump it into the engine and bust a transmission like a car, because I've done that.
With all due respect, miss, this is not your car, this is a cruise liner.
The real reason to watch Speed 2 is Willem Dafoe, who turns a gloriously unhinged performance as the main villain.
Looks like your vacation is almost over.
Just stay away from me or you're gonna get hurt, I swear to God.
What are you gonna do, Annie? Splash water on me?
Speed 2 is an F-level action film made somewhat watchable by Dafoe and Bullock. Number 7, Jonah Hex.
Jonah Hex.
A 2010 comic book movie that felt dated the second it came out, Jonah Hex fails as both an adaptation of the source material and as a standalone Western.
Nobody move!
An ugly movie that struggles to cohesively string together scenes, Jonah Hex is a mess from beginning to end, although that's no fault of the cast. Josh Brolin is a great pick for Hex, while most movies would kill for a supporting cast of Michael Fassbender, Will Arnett, Wes Bentley, Megan Fox, and Michael Shannon. John Malkovich also goes full Malkovich as Jonah Hex's villain, which is always nice.
Jeff says her. No, I want him to watch.
Number 6. The Island of Dr Moreau. Born out of an infamously troubled production, The Island of Dr Moreau is considered a low point in the careers of pretty much everyone involved.
Oh my God.
A bizarre and unsettling adaptation of H.G. Wells' classic novel, the film is an uncomfortable watch that happens to feature Marlon Brando at his strangest.
Doctor, don't add more pain to their already diminished lives.
The film legend delivers a mesmerizing, if not necessarily good performance that elevates The Island of Dr Moreau from terrible to uniquely bad.
You see, I've made you smile.
Val Kilmer's hatred of the movie is also quite palpable through his performance. Number 5. Bewitched. In this meta-revival of the 60s TV classic, a self-absorbed actor decides to remake Bewitched with Darren as the star.
We gotta have a great ensemble, is what I'm thinking. You know, Endora, the next-door neighbors, all those crazy family members.
Unfortunately for Jack, an actual witch, Isabel, is cast as Samantha.
He lied to me. He tricked me. He said he needed me. And all he needed was someone to stand next to him while he says his stupid, clever lines.
Similar to the in-movie remake, Bewitched gets its casting spot on, with Nicole Kidman bringing an effortless charm to the role of Isabel.
You should never, ever get involved with an actor.
I'm not involved with him. I don't think.
Witch's owner?
Even in terrible films like Holmes and Watson, Will Ferrell's man-child shtick can still produce a few chuckles, provided someone's a fan of that style of comedy.
All right. I'm exhausted.
Kidman and Ferrell are certainly an odd couple, which adds some intrigue to this rom-com.
I am happy, Darren. Real, honest, no spouse happy.
And cut.
Number 4. A Good Year. The success of Gladiator made the prospect of another Ridley Scott and Russell Crowe project very exciting. However, the pair threw out a curveball with their second movie.
Today we're shifting gear. Today is Greedy Bastard Day.
A Good Year is a character-driven romantic comedy, a genre that is not typically associated with either Scott or Crowe.
I hope your food's wonderful because your service is obviously lousy.
Please, monsieur, I'm too busy to ignore you.
Where are all your waiters, love?
Look, my hands are full without fun and games with you.
Going against type as a career-hungry stockbroker who inherits his uncle's French vineyard and begins to reevaluate his life, Crowe is funny and charming and sells the character's development well.
There is absolutely nothing stopping us from sitting at your cafe in Notting Hill. London definitely needs a decent bistro.
Crowe's casting is the only surprising thing about this otherwise formulaic movie, while Albert Finney, Marion Cotillard, and Tom Hollander give predictably good performances. Number 3. R.I.P.D. Men in Black, but with ghosts and starring Jeff Bridges and Ryan Reynolds, just sounds too amusing of a concept to completely ignore.
I can't let you turn that gold in. What?
Despite a talented cast, R.I.P.D. is a throwaway summer blockbuster that is derivative of much better films and falls flat in most areas, particularly the humor and pacing.
This moment is not about me. This is about you. Letting go.
Thank you for letting me soak it in.
Most of the movie's best bits come courtesy of Jeff Bridges' Roy Pulsifer, a cowboy from the 1800s who now hunts deados, souls that stick around Earth instead of moving on. Bridge is delightfully grouchy and brings a bit of personality to R.I.P.D. Mary Louise Parker and Kevin Bacon are fine, but underutilized. Number 2. Righteous Kill.
Rambo the skateboard pimp was my 10th kill. Think of me as a street sweeper.
Robert De Niro and Al Pacino are two of the biggest names in film history, but they have co-starred in only a tiny handful of films.
Become a penologist?
You looking to go back?
After sharing a scene for the first time in 1995's Brilliant Heat, De Niro and Pacino reunited for 2008's Righteous Kill, a cop drama that's only noteworthy because it stars the two actors.
I admired you that day. What you did, that was righteous.
De Niro and Pacino cannot save the film's convoluted plotting and drab presentation, as the whole thing is a rather joyless affair.
We got a lot to cover, and not much time to do it in, so.
Still, the prospect of seeing these two movie giants bounce off each other in a pre-The Irishman world was tempting. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. The Tourist, because Angelina Jolie and Johnny Depp are superstars.
How did you get in here?
I told the doorman you were my wife and I wanted to keep an eye on you. Italians are big on that kind of thing.
Eat, Pray, Love, because Julia Roberts isn't America's sweetheart for nothing.
You said girl from New York.
Yes.
You leave. You came back.
I came back.
You.
Me.
Lions for Lambs, because the star power in this movie is off the charts.
Then why did it take 3 years to up armor our Humvees?
They're up armored now, at my constant urging.
Add-ons don't provide the same protection, Senator. You know that.
New Year's Eve, because half the poster is just a roll call of the famous faces in this film.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Ghost Rider. This might come as a shock, but Nicolas Cage has starred in a terrible movie or two. In a pre-MCU era, the odds of Ghost Rider being another Catwoman or Daredevil was high, but those films don't have Nicolas Cage as a stunt rider who transforms into a fiery skeleton with a chain for a weapon.
Your soul is stained by the blood of the innocent. Feel their pain.
Cage works his magic and promotes this rather lifeless and bland film into a passable B-movie time waster that is decent enough to kill 2 hours.
Suspect location. What? The suspect is going up.
An awful movie starring Nicolas Cage is still a Nicolas Cage movie.
I will make you pay for this. You can't live in fear.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.